There once was a man named Gold Roger who was king of the pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows, these were the final words he said.
Our perspective is yours for the taking, but you'll have to join us first. We left everything we debated at the Yonkō Table.
Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for the Yonkō Table, the table that will make their dreams come true. Yo, everyone. That is your Yonkō host, DrJaceAttorney, guiding us into the Grand Line with the Yonkō Table. And this week, we have a special treat for you guys because this past weekend was San Diego Comic-Con. There is a lot to talk about, predominantly in one particular area, and we'll get into it throughout the pod episode. But we have some special little things to talk about. You know, what was revealed at Comic-Con, when are the release dates about these reveals, what information we have about them. We're going to be deep diving all of it today because, trust me, there was a lot of stuff to get into with San Diego Comic-Con. But to help me deep dive this week's episode of the Yonkō Table is fellow Yonkō, GrandMasterHoop. Grandmaster, San Diego Comic-Con, was it busy? Was it mid? Was it dominated by a particular force?
Yeah, it should have been called Marvel Con because literally, I mean, there's some cool stuff to talk about, but Marvel came out swinging. So they have the most to discuss, to be honest.
Do you think it may have been a knee-jerk reaction to the criticisms of Phase 4 of Marvel? Because there was a lot that they, unveiled, right? Almost an absurd amount.
I will say this, and we'll talk about it later. Marvel does listen to fans. I will say that. So take that with a grain of salt, but yeah, that's a thing. They do listen to fans, so we'll talk more later on it. So yeah, I'm here to discuss the highs and lows of Comic-Con.
We'll dissect it all. But with us to discuss the highs and lows of Comic-Con as well, our fellow Supernovas. And let's get into it. Now, of course, the elephant in the room is the plethora of MCU projects that they either revealed titles for, or they revealed release dates on, and even some phase shifting here and there. But before we address the big MCU stuff, there were some other things at Comic-Con that they announced that I think warrant some discussion. And after all, this is a San Diego Comic-Con podcast, so we're gonna be talking about everything that we found interesting at San Diego Comic-Con, not just the MCU, even though most of what you're probably gonna hear today is from the MCU. So in contrast to the MCU, we got some DCEU trailers for some upcoming DCEU films. I'll be honest, I didn't watch these trailers. I know of them. I've seen the Black Adam one. No, it's
a new one.
No, right. I know it's a new one. It's just, I saw the first Black Adam trailer and it's like, let me just go to the theater and watch Black Adam as it is, as opposed to watching another trailer that's just gonna tell me more or less the same thing. I don't know. Maybe the trailer showcased something new, but what I take it you saw the Black Adam trailer, the new one at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, I did. I mean, more or less, yeah, they didn't show much new. I would say they definitely showcased the Justice Society of America more. So you saw a little bit of Dr. Fate, Hawkman, Atom Smasher, Cyclone. But other than that,
well, those characters we've seen already in the trailers, right?
You see more of them in action in this trailer.
Okay.
So, but yeah, again, with that said, it's I'm not hyped for Black Adam because I've just never been like a big Black Adam fan.
But it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson in the lead role.
Yeah, and he probably has like 3 other movies coming out that same month. I mean, probably not, but
really?
No, he's not. But he's like Hollywood. I think he's like currently listed as Hollywood's highest grossing actor, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the guy, but I'm just DC's main problem, and this is kind of their whole show. They showed 2 trailers. They showed the Black Adam trailer and the Shazam, and we'll talk about Shazam later. And they had nothing else to offer because they're dealing with the mess of what's their name?
Ezra Miller.
So
good old Ezra Miller.
Like, oh well, shit, we can't show any Flash content because he done fucked up.
That's insane. Can you? They probably had this planned out months ago that they were going to showcase Flash movie content.
It's hilarious, man. Especially when they show him in the Shazam trailer. They purposely did not show the face. So it was
Ezra's in the Shazam trailer?
They showed
the Flash. They showed the Flash.
A flashback.
We don't know if it's Ezra. For all we know, they could change the actor.
Ooh.
So they showed the Flash in the trailer, but they did not show the Flash face.
Interesting. They CG someone's face onto Ezra's.
It's
like they have to.
Yeah, they have to.
This is
what
insane.
else can they do?
I cannot believe it's funny because I remember seeing like a joke about this where the most hyped up like I saw a meme somewhere where it's like the fandom, they're saying they're begging DC, please release more DCEU content, give us something good, and DC responds or Warner Brothers responds saying the best I could do was Flashpoint and Aquaman 2. I'm sorry. As the and we didn't even get that.
No, Aquaman 2, right?
We definitely did get Aquaman 2.
What is going on?
That's insane.
Amber Heard. It's Amber Heard. They couldn't show it because of Amber Heard.
That is insane.
Wait, I thought she got all her scenes cut.
Yeah, they said.
Wait, she did? I thought that was a rumor.
No. They're cutting her from the movie, I think, like completely. Actually.
Oh,
see,
goodness.
I heard the opposite. I heard the Aquaman actor, Jason Momoa. Is that his name?
Yeah, Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
I heard that he actually wanted to keep her in the movie. And they limited her scene, but she was still present in the movie. So whatever trailer they had, if she would have been in the movie, which means people would have rioted. Can you imagine Aquaman and Amber Heard trending over the weekend? It was going to be an L for DC.
I really feel like people may have not cared, you know.
No,
like,
people care.
People care, but I feel like the people care, but I think the majority, I think the only thing we'll see is outrage on like Twitter and stuff, but in real life, I don't think we're going to get that. Like, I don't think that would have really happened. I don't think people would have.
I mean, to be honest, I would be okay if she was still in the movie.
Yeah, you know.
Kind of
would be okay. Ooh.
That is literally a marital problem between her and Johnny Depp. And they solved it already. What does that have to do with the movie? Not our
business.
Yeah, it's none of our business. So either way, the fact of the matter is there's problems amid Aquaman 2. There's problems amid The Flash. And so I guess they only could show these 2 trailers. But you don't have anything else in the works?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I mean, those clips they did use were Snyder cut clips though.
In the
trailer, yes.
Black Adam trailer.
Snyder cut. Yeah, in the trailer they used the Snyder cut versions of Flash and Batman.
Okay.
Like
so the extended. So
from Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean that's like the best I guess you're gonna get as far as what we're looking forward to, but
whatchamacallit? No, what's his name? Do you really want to taste this? No Peacemaker? No season 2?
Peacemaker.
Well, I mean, season 2, it got greenlit like fairly recently. He's working on it. And Guardians.
Well, yes, he's working on Guardians. James Gunn is working on Guardians. Okay, I guess that's fair, but man, they sucked. I'm sorry. And they put did you see The Rock's entrance?
I saw images. I saw images where he was in the suit appearing on stage, but that
did the most.
I just it's just
what happened?
Oh, I think we lost. Did we lose Kame?
Talk
Chris?
about DC.
Oh
wait, say that again, Chris.
You cut off.
I said this bias that you have with Marvel never comes off right when you talk about DC because it's so obvious.
Grandmaster,
like,
you
it's not a bias.
Marvel.
Call them out.
we will get into Marvel because I have my critiques of Marvel, what they showed. But I'm just saying,
keep the energy. Keep the energy.
Keep that energy.
Fine, I will. Again, you two, y'all,
you are
all y'all admitted
blind.
they didn't show anything. You all admitted it. Come on, I was wanting more.
I will say.
Wait,
oh wait, go ahead, Kame, Chris.
At what they showed, I think the biggest part was when The Rock came out. I don't think people liked when he, made that little announcement about what's his name not coming back for Superman, or like insinuating, and everyone booed him.
Well, Henry Cavill, and again, misinformation being spread by certain figures in the community, figures with clout, unfortunately. Literally, that's what it is. Like, it was based off of nothing. There was a rumor going around that Henry Cavill was going to appear on stage at San Diego Comic-Con, and he was going to promote like some new Superman project. But it was not based on anything. There was no source, nothing.
Wait, who was spreading that rumor? I never heard about that.
The liar of Twitter.
We don't know who started it, but it spread like wildfire.
The liar of Twitter started it,
of course.
And yeah, I guarantee Henry Cavill was sitting at a computer playing World of Warcraft. He's like, no, I'm not going to Comic-Con this year. Like,
what? I didn't get an invite. What?
Right. So yeah, look at how they fueled their panel with a rumor. People showed up in hopes he would show up. But would that have sold it? Would that have sold it for you if Henry Cavill showed? No, it's Superman. It don't matter. Either put him in his new movie or put him in a movie. If you just show up saying, "Oh yeah, I'm here," he's always been here. It's
always these like shadowy faced cameos where they haven't been showing his face. Right.
That's not him, correct. However, it's like he has not like left the role, or he has not reassumed the role. It's in a state of limbo. He could say yes one day and back out the next. I signed a $20 million contract to return in this movie. He's not going to give that up. That's a confirmation.
DCEU is in limbo. It's the entire DCEU. It's not just Superman.
Very true.
Aquaman, nothing. Wonder Woman, nothing. Flash.
No. Wonder Woman is getting a third film.
She's working on another film currently.
Right.
Before she goes to Wonder Woman. Huh?
What?
Any idea when that movie's coming out? Or no?
I'll say 2024.
That's a fair.
That's pushing it. Maybe 2025. But at that point, who's gonna care?
Yeah.
Did they announce a Green Lantern movie also? Because I heard a rumor of the Lantern show.
And you see, it was supposed to be an HBO Max show.
Yeah, it was with the Black Green Lantern.
It's with a bunch of Green Lanterns. It's I
remember seeing the one with the Jon Stewart. I remember they said they were making an animated show about Jon Stewart.
So that's a movie. Yeah, that's a movie. And it came out, or it's like limited release right now, like on video on demand. It's not getting good reviews, unfortunately.
Wait, which one is it?
It's a Jon Stewart Green Lantern film.
It's like a fan film, or
like an animated film. It just came out.
An animated film. Got it.
Yes, it literally just came out. But like, good. I read IGN's review. They're pretty spot on with their animated reviews, I think.
Oh, okay.
No, I feel like they're 50-50 sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes they say some crazy things.
I said about the animated films. When it comes to these animated DC outings, they are not all hits. So, but the Green Lantern show, nothing. Like,
I'll have to watch. I'll have to watch.
No, I mean, they haven't said anything. We don't know anything.
No, exactly. Yeah, DC just laid out the red carpet for Marvel this year. They don't have to hit it out of the park every year, but it's just more noticeable now. No Superman, Black Adam showing up on stage, and Shazam.
They spent all their money for The Rock to come out. That's why.
Actually, they really did. Their money went to him. How if they paid out The Rock, how are they going to pay Henry Cavill?
Wait, so nobody saw the Shazam trailer except me?
I saw like the first 20-ish seconds, I kind of, but then after that, I kind of just lost interest.
Uh-huh.
I liked the Shazam movie. I liked it. I actually really liked it. It was one of DC's better, DCEU films. I don't know, man. I feel like they deliver these films so late where it's like my interest is so minimal. So I'll just wait for it to come out like in theaters and I'll go watch it. But like I literally watched the first 20 seconds of the trailer and I was like, I'm kind of bored. And I just closed it.
It looks good as far as it's more of the family, the whole movie, I guess.
I saw that. And I saw him like talking to like a therapist and he's saying, he doesn't know how to like balance that life with like his family or whatever. I think what made me tune out was that the trailer was like over 2 minutes long, and I hate trailers that do that because at that point it's the whole movie.
Well, it was literally a trailer versus a teaser, which is funny because I guess it's still a while out, but it's still not enough. 2 trailers are not enough to lead your panel, and those 2 films are technically they're not together, but Shazam and Black Adam, it's literally the same lore. They come from the same god or
they're the hero and villain
the power,
to each other.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, the wizard give the power to Black Adam and he give the power to Shazam to beat up Black Adam.
Yeah, the missing throne in that first film was Black Adam's throne. So they're tied to each other. So it was basically a whole Shazam show.
Interesting. That's the spearhead of DCEU now.
Right now, correct. That is where they fall into. No Batman.
What a bunch of misfortune, man. Wow. Looking forward to Flash movie, but its star is going bananas, and Aquaman unfortunately has someone in its main cast that is slewed in controversy. Great. So Shazam, lead the charge, lead the fury of the gods.
We would have thought Shazam would have been the only movie.
Honestly, it is
never.
In a lot of ways it's hilarious. In a lot of ways it's hilarious. We'll wait and see, man. I mean, that's what we're getting this year. I feel like I'm gonna enjoy the movie once it does come out. I'll probably like it. I'll likely like it. But we'll see.
From a Comic-Con perspective, so far,
it was a miss. It was a miss.
Yeah.
But aside from DC, there were a couple other, little minor announcements. We had Avatar Studios announce the first Avatar film that is going to be focused on. And for those of you that don't know, there was a studio, I think earlier this year or late last year, that was formulated around the concept of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Not Avatar the Blue People, not the Way of Water, not related to James Cameron whatsoever. This is Avatar: The Last Airbender, and there was a studio that was formulated to focus exclusively on Avatar content, and it's literally called Avatar Studios. So the first project, we got some insight on it. It is going to be an animated film that focuses on Aang and his friends as adults. Ooh, one of the bits that we wanted to know about ever since we got Korra. What were some of the adventures Aang and the gang went on? Are you guys fans of this being the first movie? Because I know there were some rumors, and I'm going to label them as rumors because I never saw confirmation on it. There were rumors that it was going to be on the Kyoshi Avatar warrior instead. But
wait, I thought that was confirmed, but they officially changed it to The Last Airbender. That's what I read.
I think from what I read, the only thing that they confirmed straight was there were going to be 3 animated films that were going to be the first projects from the studios. So before any new series or anything else, it was just going to be 3 animated films. And everybody speculated Kyoshi, because Kyoshi is really popular right now because she has a novel series.
right.
I saw a really heavy rumor about a Zuko only film.
Oh yes, I saw that one.
And then I saw one that would take place in the Korra timeline as well. But those were all rumors. I think it's smart of them to go back to the beginning with Aang and the gang, because as their first foray out of the studio, you know, well, Aang was the one who did it for you in the beginning. So it's like, I feel
Start
like
strong.
thematically, and also you need to right the wrongs. That was that trash film from 2010.
Why are you still on this? It has been 12 years. It is time to move on.
It still leaves a bad taste. So why not rewrite that wrong and give Aang a proper movie? There you go.
No, I agree. 100% more
agree.
excited about the Aang story just because of how dirty he was treated in Korra. We got no information about him during the entire Korra show. And I remember, I can't remember if it was the third or fourth season, they even had a couple episodes that were useless that just went over jokes episode. It was nothing happened in this episode. And I remember watching it the first time and saying, dude, this is an episode you could have used on young Aang to show us what happened to him. How did he die? Like, how did the team spread apart and got separated? All those tiny details were never answered. So I'm 100% excited for this one.
I mean, it's called The Legend of Korra, not Legend of Aang. So I wouldn't expect them to go into like super deep. I mean, but I do agree. I would love to see the backstory. I think that's what I was like. I think when they were doing the teasers of when you were seeing like him in the courtroom with old dude that was
Yakon.
Yakon, when he was bloodbending and everything. I think that was like little, like we wanted more of that. I definitely wanted more of that. Like I think that's what we were, I guess, expecting more of those flashbacks. But I think they would have taken away from a lot of what Korra was. So I would love to see like a Aang backstory. It's especially when he's like a actual like teenager going into an adult or something, not when he's 12 years old.
You see, my counter argument to that would have
don't argue.
Korra still wasted a couple episodes on nothing. Like it was, I remember specifically, it was a couple episodes where the plot did not move on. It was not a flashback. It was just kind of a joke episode where nothing happened. So those were places where you're like, dude, did they run out of idea for this season? That's something that could have maybe boosted up their rating. Because for me, I kind of liked the first couple seasons of Korra, but the show immediately fell off after that.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think with Korra, they always left room to make you keep wondering about Aang, and they knew they would eventually go back to Aang. So here we are going back to Aang.
You think they had that much foresight?
Yes. Well, when you think about it, in the show of Korra, you know, Toph and Katara are the only ones alive, and then the most we get from Aang is through his children, you know. So yes, I definitely.
I mean, but I feel like the same want was in Aang too, like in the like Avatar: The Last Airbender. I think we all wanted to see more of the last avatars. I think that was like a big. We got what was the avatar before Aang?
Roku.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Roku, but I mean, as well, I would have loved to see the other benders, like the air one, especially, you know, backstory. I think that was actually a big deal at the time. Everybody wanting to, you know, get a spinoff or something like that. So I think that probably bled into Korra, but even intensified with Aang a little more. I think we all wanted to know a little bit more about the Avatar's backstories, which is super exciting to know that we may get that.
I imagine those other films would easily touch on, you know, some other avatars. And you know, maybe not every film will touch on avatars. Maybe we'll get something involving like little countries or nations that we haven't heard of yet. And who knows how far in the future or the past they might jump between with the films. You know, because I know Korra is like what, like 70 years in the future?
Yeah, it's about 70 years. Yeah.
Okay. They might go further. I don't know. They could, or they could go back into the past. But it's nice to see that we're coming back to its you know, Avatar's roots, and with Aang and the gang, seeing all these characters back at it again. That also means we might get some good old you know, cameos from other characters, like our man. Oh my God, his name's escaping me.
Boomy.
As Boomy probably is in there.
Uncle Iroh.
Uncle Iroh. I was trying to think of the actor's name for Zuko, and I swear.
Oh, Dante Bosco.
Dante Bosco. He might come back. I don't know.
Bring back the whole cast. They're bringing them all back.
You want them all to come back?
Because if you're gonna give
they weren't voiced. They weren't voiced by the original cast, right? As adults in Korra.
No, but I heard they might be young adults in this film, as Kame Chris said.
Oh, okay.
So maybe not all the way into adulthood. But the only ones we heard as like in adult form was Aang, Sokka, and Toph, you know. So I think if you want to really get these fans on board, which is not hard because they're already on board, the OG cast, bring them back. Because there's a podcast, Braving the Elements, that's done by Janet Varney, who does Korra, and Dante Bosco. They brought on Zach, the voice of Aang, Zachary Tyler Eisen. He's a grown man. Let him play the grown version.
But can he still act? Can he still act? Has he been acting?
He's a voice actor. He's got it down. He's got it down.
He's been out of the game for too long. You
let him take the reins again.
Oh my god.
We'll see.
Wait,
we'll see.
When is that show coming out? Next year?
It was just announced.
We don't know.
No idea. And I'm fine with that. Yeah. Take their damn time. They don't need.
Korra could finish in 2014, so this might take 10 years.
Oh no! They're pumping. They're ready to pump. When this first one comes out, first one comes out, they're gonna start rolling like every 2 years.
Yeah.
A couple other things real quick. They had some announcements for like Star Wars, but it's nothing major. It's more or less like the big Star Wars announcements, and Pixar and Disney, they're going to come on D23, which is usually in September, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
So we got some tidbits on Star Wars. I don't know if you guys know this actress, but Amanda Stenberg.
Yes. We Amandla.
There's an L.
I honestly don't know how to say her name, but she's great. She's really good. Okay. Rue from not Euphoria. Rue from Hunger Games, the little girl.
She's the little girl?
She's a little girl who died in the first one.
Right.
The Hate You Give. No.
Not familiar.
Super good one.
Were you about to throw a quote?
Were you
gearing up for one? I
don't have a quote, but she's really good in that movie. It's based on a book, and it's about like her Black experience, and it's really good. So the fact that they got her, because again, she's only like, this girl's probably like 23 at most, and she's popping right now. Okay. She is popping. Like, people are trying to get her in many projects. So the fact that they got her for Star Wars.
Well, like, they casted her for The Acolyte.
Acolyte, yeah.
And that comes out next year. That's probably the one project of Star Wars I'm looking forward to. I don't care for Andor. I'm sorry, I don't. That comes out next month. Who knows? Andor might impress me. But The Acolyte seems really interesting because it basically focuses on what was happening with the dark side and how it was emerging around like 100 years before the Phantom Menace. So it sounds interesting plot-wise. The way you describe the actress, she sounds like she's gonna be great in whatever role she's in. I imagine she's like one of the main roles because
she is the main role.
Oh, yeah. She is the main. Well, okay, perfect. There you go. I'm excited for it. Again, it's the one project from Star Wars I'm excited for outside of Mandalorian, because that's its own thing in my opinion. But yeah, Acolyte coming out next year, right? Next year?
Yeah. No, okay. I think so. Yeah, next year.
Right. So that's
TBA. Sorry.
TBA. Oh my God. Ahsoka's next year, please.
Ahsoka in season 3 of Mando's next year.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah.
All right. So we got some good stuff coming up. I sleep on this, but National Treasure series. What, they had a trailer, right?
Yeah, little teaser.
They had a teaser. No Nick Cage. I'm sorry. I sleep.
Not watching.
y'all are those fans? If it's not Nick Cage, oh wow.
I sleep. how are they going to steal the Declaration of Independence?
They're not going to steal that again. They're stealing something else probably. But it's cool if you're a fan of the movies.
You were a fan of the movies because of Nick Cage.
I took this to Twitter when they first announced this series. I was like, Nick Cage is probably going to show up eventually.
Oh, eventually. Yes.
He's not starring, but he'll show up eventually. They got Catherine Zeta-Jones.
She's not Nick Cage.
No, she's not Nick Cage, but she got an Academy Award. I guess Nick Cage does too.
Did she steal the Declaration of Independence?
Listen, I'm telling you right now.
No.
I want you to answer that question.
You know, y'all like to say, get on me about being patient and consuming. You better be patient. I'm sure Nick Cage will be in season 2. Because
and if he's not, consume National Treasure product.
It's cool that they took this IP and said, let's make a series out of it. Because it makes sense. This is a movie that would work as a series.
I can see an IP coming out of just the concept, stealing. Well, now they're touching. Well, because is National Treasure just focused on American,
American?
Okay,
but I guess it could be the continent.
International, yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. Well, you see, when you get into international, that's where you start entering tricky waters because people have been giving Indiana
it's called
Jones
National Treasure.
It's called Indiana Jones. The whole thing about stealing.
It belongs in a museum.
It belongs in an American museum.
Well, you know what? America is a big country. We have enough treasures.
We have enough treasures. We got papers. We got documents.
We have a couple of seasons.
We got cottages. There's plenty of things to steal. Look at Assassin's Creed 3 as your example. I already did your homework. So that was announced at Comic-Con, or rather, we saw a trailer. It was announced before, but now we saw a trailer, a little teaser of it. And the last little major bit before we don't jump into the big meat and potatoes of this episode, which is MCU. Amazon Prime, they showcased a Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power trailer. I didn't, again, watch the trailer because the show comes out like in a month, man.
Yeah, it's right around the corner.
I am patient. But one thing that stuck out for me, at least in the trailer, from the little images I saw, Sauron. They showed what Sauron looks like before he became corrupted. Homie looks like discount Eminem.
All right.
Yes. What's going on with this?
Somebody said that's not Sauron, but
someone said that's not Sauron.
Yeah, someone said that's not Sauron. However, I would like to think that is Sauron because Sauron was a pretty boy before he, went evil and whatnot. Right. But for me, it just looks like a return to format. The orcs are not CGI. They filmed it in New Zealand. So there's points for that.
Tradition.
There's now people of color in the Lord of the Rings because why not in a fantasy land? You mean in this fantasy land, everybody's
they're British. White? They're colonial empire fantasy.
No, absolutely not. And then they showcased the Balrog. You remember the Balrog?
The Balrog.
What is that?
I remember the Balrog from. Isn't there a Balrog in Star Wars?
No, man. The Balrog is that big dude who Gandalf fought with the whip.
Oh, the
demon,
sword, the fire demon.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
I mean, I don't know if he's gonna be stomping around. Yeah, he's in it, doing something.
Nice.
I just had no expectations for the show, nor did I ever think they would make a show based on Lord of the Rings. But it looks pretty good. Like, I think I'm more excited for this show than House of Dragons.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I can say that because they're picking a point in time in Lord of the Rings in terms of the timeline that really hasn't been explored too much. I mean, there's stuff explaining what's happened because it's like when the Rings of Power were distributed.
Yeah, when they first made the rings, right?
Right. So them making a show just on that, I mean, it writes itself in a way. You got all these factions with dwarves, elves, the kingdom of man, all the supernatural stuff, how they all ended up falling to a certain degree. At least man did. man's the one that got the the crap end of the stick when it came to the rings. But yeah, I mean, again, I'm not like hyped for the show, but I am more interested in it come August compared to House of Dragons. And whether or not my disinterest in House of Dragons is because how season 8 of Game of Thrones was, I don't know. Or it could just be that was the conclusion. After that, I was done. You know,
we were good.
I'm good after that. It's kind of like, you know, you end Harry Potter with Deathly Hallows. Do I care about Fantastic Beasts? No, I don't. I do not.
Not really.
Not really. Oh, not really.
Not really.
Not really. Ron, you're a Weasley.
Actually, those two shows are made by Amazon, right?
What two shows?
No. House of Dragons is HBO.
HBO.
Right.
Yeah.
But they will be combating essentially.
They will. They both come out at the same time, pretty much.
Yeah, House of Dragon is not gonna make it. Amazon budget for their show is way too big.
This is the most expensive show, right?
It is an expensive show. It's one of the most expensive shows ever made.
And since
they already
have
greenlit season 2, I think.
They did?
They did.
It's something where they greenlit like I don't know if it was season 2 or if it was something just so far along the line where it's like they greenlit something for this to be a continuing saga. And people were kind of getting pissed saying like the season is not even out yet. Forgot. Oh wait, no. It was one of the actors or writers. They came out and basically said, we have content that is ready for like 10 seasons or 10 years if we want.
The new Game of Thrones.
The new Game of Thrones. Let's do it.
They might start with the movies again because we haven't had a movie in a couple years since The Hobbit, right?
Because we don't need a movie.
I don't think we need a movie just because
I could see
but Hollywood is starting to realize the constraints of doing a 2.5-hour movie are much more strict compared to a show that you could spread out for however many episodes you want. 6, 10, 12, whatever. So probably going to stick with shows likely from now on. It's the best business move. And if they see merit in doing a movie, maybe in the future. I don't see it now though. Maybe sometime in the future.
Series are currently the wave.
It is the way, you could say. This is the way. Kicked off by Mandalorian, maybe. I don't know. Possibly. That's a pod. Maybe.
Are we talking like films? Like they
kinda
said,
like,
stop films. Let's move to series.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I think that's around the right. Is
if
it like?
Really,
maybe I need to really sit down and look at what came out.
There's history to it. We could deep dive it later.
There's a history.
Take it back to the Sarah Connor Chronicles, if you know what that is.
Ooh, I remember Sarah Connor Chronicles. I remember the Blade series.
Yeah. See, yep. We digress.
Speaking of Blade, let's get into it. The elephant in the room. The MCU dominated San Diego Comic-Con. There is no debate about it. They controlled what was likely trending on all social media over the weekend. And hell, if you even go on Twitter right now, it's probably still trending. It is still trending. So some bits and pieces. We basically got confirmation of what saga we're in, right? The multiverse saga. Kevin Feige came out, stomped out of his office from Marvel HQ, and he's like, all right, y'all are pissing me off. You keep saying I don't know where I'm going. Fine, I'll tell you where I'm going. Phases 4 through 6, multiverse saga. What do you think? And again, it's to compare. The last saga we were in was the Infinity Saga. That was phases 1 through 3. Now we're in multiverse saga, phases 4 through 6. What do you think about the label of the saga?
I think we always knew it was gonna be called the multiverse saga.
Yeah.
Did we though?
Yeah, that part is not surprising. Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
Yeah, we did. Come on.
Yeah, like literally, they've been teasing it the whole time, starting with like Loki. Loki showed us Kang, and then everything after well, not everything, but Spider-Man, Doctor Strange. What was the other one? Is there another one? Am I missing one?
No Way Home.
No, I said Spider-Man and Doctor
Spider-Man,
Strange.
Doctor Strange. In terms of multiverse,
in terms of multiverse, what if? Yeah. So that part I feel is not that surprising. Now I just kind of had a deeper realization that it's just, fan expectations are high for sure. Ever since Endgame, fan expectations are high.
Justly so. That's okay.
I do believe he had a plan, but the execution of the plan was not, moving at the same pace as the fan expectations. So he had to show his hand a little bit, which he only showed 2 phases. He only showed 3 phases of, 3 films of phase 6, which is fine. I'm okay with that.
I mean, that's a bit of a jump though.
It is a jump.
Has he ever jumped past a phase and then said, this is the phase after the phase that we're not even in yet? And this is the film.
Think so.
Yeah, no, he has
I don't
not.
think he
They have
ever
not done
has.
that.
Yeah.
It's always been one phase at a time. With that said, my last thing on just Kevin Feige just spilling his beans. I think it's okay if your sagas develop over time. You don't necessarily have to have the end goal in sight or like the path to it. Because I'm telling you right now, they knew they wanted Thanos at the end. They did not know how they were going to get there. Because like we talked about in our chat, phase 2 didn't really lead that way. In all honesty,
phase 2 didn't lead that way.
Barely.
But it did.
Barely. The point is this: the path is not always clear and cut. All right. But this time around, it seems like they had a kind of a clear path.
Oh boy.
With phase 5, with what is in phase 5 alone.
Okay, let's address that, right? Because originally, what is considered phase 5, a good portion of that was considered phase 4, right?
I'm trying to see which things were not announced. That phased into 5.
So for phase 4, it was going to be originally, this has changed now, but originally it was going to be Secret Invasion, Guardians 3, The Marvels.
Wait, phase 4?
What did I say? Phase
4. Sorry. Right.
Yeah.
Those were all phase 4.
These were all originally phase 4 before San Diego Comic-Con came out and said, okay, I changed my mind. It was The Marvels. What was the other one that I just mentioned? The Marvels,
Guardians
3,
Secret Invasion,
and
Guardians, and that
Echo.
That should...
I think Echo.
No.
Oh
Echo...
no, it was announced. It was just announced.
Echo was announced.
Right.
Agatha. Well, no, I mean, like Echo was announced when Hawkeye ended. It wasn't ever part of that lineup.
Right. It wasn't. Yeah, you didn't know what phase, if it even was going to be in. Phase 4.
Exactly.
Blade was going to be phase 4. No, Blade was phase 4. Because
I feel Blade was in a limbo state.
It was in a limbo state, but regardless of where it is in phase 4, the end game of phase 4 was going to be Fantastic Four. That much was certain because that's how he labeled it. At the end of phase 4 was Fantastic Four. Oh, the irony, because it's 4. Ooh. So
fair.
That was going to be at the end of phase 4, but I feel like the criticism that Kevin Feige was getting in terms of where the MCU was kind of structured in terms of its like where we were going, he kind of had to go back to the drawing board a little bit, because now it's a knee-jerk reaction in a way, because now we're told phase 4 is ending in the next 2 Marvel projects that we have, which is She-Hulk and Wakanda Forever. So everything that was going to be in phase 4 is now considered phase 5. So knowing what we know now, knowing that we have 2 projects left of phase 4, what do you guys think about phase 4 so far? Because the thought was before, phase 4 can be somewhat mid right now because we still have all these other projects leading into Fantastic Four. But now that's changed. We got 2 projects left to wrap up phase 4. Right?
I'm gonna say this. Phase 4 was way too packed. It was way too packed.
Quantity over quality?
Quantity. Well, if you're just talking about the amount of products in the phase itself, because not only did you have the films, you had all the shows. There were 7 shows that made up phase 4.
Yes.
You know, that's a lot. That's a lot going on. And, you know, as some people like to say, like Dr. Mondo,
Dr. Mondo, did you get this far?
It's just, I mean, I see parts of the argument as far as, you know, it did nothing. If we were to get more, and like everything else that you just said, that's now going to be phase 5. If that was all going to be part of phase 4 and it really didn't amount to nothing, that's way too much for nothing to happen. Like,
but now that they've cut it, at where they are going to cut it with Black Panther, do you think phase 4 can stand on its own?
That is dependent on Black Panther.
Honestly,
one movie?
Yes, they're betting on Black Panther being a good ending that can stand on top of Eternals. Everything else is garbage. But okay, let's be real. No, but that's what they're betting on. They're betting that when you think about phase 4, you think about Black Panther. And with Chadwick dying, I'm sure they're gonna use an emotional strength to kind of.
Do you think that's somewhat manipulative? Because we know what Wakanda Forever is gonna be. It's gonna be an emotional send-off for an actor gone far too soon, and playing one of our most favorite characters in the MCU, that being Black Panther. Do you think, in a way, Kevin Feige is ending around Black Panther as the emotional ending to garner what you just said? Kind of garner
it's both.
Some praise. Yes. Some praise, like, oh, but guys, look how phase 4 ended. Don't you think phase 4 was fantastic because of how we're ending it?
This movie is going to be similar to the Fast and Furious movie. I'm sure most people cannot name the ending to any Fast Furious movie except the scene when the 2 cars were separating. Because
are you talking about Furious 7?
He is talking about Furious 7, yeah.
Yes, literally, that's the only ending most people can name. That is it. And they're gonna do that to pull the string and say, dude, like, we saw the trailer. The mom was crying, saying,
well, hold on, don't go into the trailer yet. We have a whole segment for that. You know, just on phase 4 right now, like
100%, they're gonna pull the emotional string. I don't know how I feel about it yet, because I hate that they're gonna take advantage of his dad, and I hope they do it in a good way. Because if they keep pushing his image on the screen nonstop, I'm gonna feel like, y'all, come on, you guys are better writers than this than to use somebody's death to make us cry and make people think, hey, this movie is better than what it is, just because no one will be brave enough to claim that this movie is garbage if they keep showing Chadwick Boseman.
I think it's a mixture of it, you know. I don't think this was an easy decision, because yes, you came out in 2019, said all these were going to be part of phase 4. And now they set themselves up too, because they've catered to the fan base before. So now the fans are, it's not working. We need
with what?
The goal of phase 4. Or
they've catered to them before?
Yeah.
Yes, Marvel has catered to fans. They do fan base casting with like Reed Richards and John Krasinski.
Yeah.
You know, they give you fan service. And so part of them listen to the fans and the critiques from the fans, not the critics. And again, I don't think this was an easy decision, but for sure, part of it is definitely a tribute to Chadwick to end it here, to let this film be the ending of a phase, you know, because ideally when they first started thinking about the next saga, they had Chadwick in mind, you know, but to say they won't profit from it would be foolish. They're definitely going to profit.
Well, no, I think we're all on the same page that they.
Oh no, I'm saying to anybody who doesn't think there's not any financial gain from this decision, there is definitely financial gain. So it's a rock and a hard place, you know.
Right.
But if the emotional payoff is there, people aren't gonna even worry about it, because this is it. They cannot show. I don't think they would show Chadwick's face anymore. I think by the end of that film, it'll either segue into a recasting of T'Challa. But yeah,
a recasting of T'Challa.
Yes, because they don't want to keep reusing the image of Chadwick.
But haven't there been other Black Panther mantles?
Yes, the sister.
Yeah, that continuity would literally go crazy.
Oh, okay. When I say recasting, I guess I mean like a variant or something, because they didn't recast them, you know.
No, but even then, in the comics, other people do pick up the mantle because the Black Panther dies. So
no, I know, but the character. Maybe we should save this all. Maybe this is the segue into the Black Panther talk.
Are you talking about like multiverse? Like,
no, what I'm saying. So like Chadwick's T'Challa, it has passed from the trailers. He's passed away from what it looks like, but that doesn't mean they can't bring in like a variant to play T'Challa.
In this movie, or you mean like in the future?
In anything in the MCU, because
people won't like that.
No, people want that. There is a movement called the Recast T'Challa movement.
Damn.
Yeah. One of their prime little bullet points is that Chadwick's family has come out to support them. Or at least the idea of do not let this be it for T'Challa.
Right. I have seen that segment of the fandom that basically argues for they don't want a role to just never be taken on again. Like T'Challa can never ever be tackled on by anyone, and some people would even say to Chadwick Boseman would be against that, because he would want the role to be taken on and moved on. And I guess the best way to do that is kind of like what Grandmaster's saying, where you introduce a variant, some multiverse variant. It's that way there's no like bad faith or anything that's weird, where he just shows up just randomly say, "Oh, I'm back, guys."
right And I think some people did not like that they killed him off in the film.
Really?
The recast movement does not like that.
Interesting.
It's an interesting movement to follow. I think ultimately making Wakanda Forever be the end of Phase 4, even obviously it was not the original idea. That's probably the film I think they should end Phase 4 on. Like Ant-Man, come on. I mean, Kang's in it, but
we've been alluding to it. Do we want to talk about it?
Yeah, let's just talk about it. We're already on the subject. Yeah.
They had a trailer for Comic-Con. Grandmaster, go ahead, because I know. Go ahead. I know. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo.
Oh, okay, fine. I mean,
it was a great trailer. It was an amazing trailer. It was really good.
It was a perfect trailer, and when it really comes down to it, why I think it's a perfect trailer, one, they show you enough of the film. Like you get a good chunk of the film shown in that trailer. But two, the music hits.
The music was really good.
Like the music really hits because it's Tim's doing No Woman No Cry, and it's like it's perfect because everyone's sad about this movie,
Everything's gonna be all right.
And then yes, the lyrics transition to everything's gonna be all right, but then they're like, we got to remind you, this is a Black Panther film. We're giving our all. We're not making this movie as a sad send-off for Chadwick. We're giving him the movie that he probably would have wanted to make too if he was here. And they're like, Kendrick Lamar, we gonna be all right. And they hit you with, we gonna be all right. And like your image behind you, Dr. Jace, reminder that final image was great. But I tell you, the emotional core of this trailer,
Angela Bassett. Let's go.
Oh,
Angela Bassett's
right.
babe.
Angela Bassett.
I will stand that woman to the end of time.
Yeah, she's holding this movie down for sure.
Oh my
She
God!
is-
Give her the Academy Award, Best Supporting
just for
Actress.
those 5 seconds.
Oh my
Just for
God!
those
I
5
felt it.
seconds.
Oh, you can feel it resonate.
I lost everything.
Oh man!
I might lose it in. I don't know. When I say the trailer was fantastic, it was a mixture of 20% the music, 20% the what they shown, 60% Angela Bassett. She is just fantastic.
She's the only one that speaks in that trailer, I think.
I feel like it's perfect. It was
yeah.
if you had anyone, for anyone to speak, she was the best one to just show the frustration and emotional wreck that the rest of both, like how the cast feels and also how the characters would feel in the mythos. Because she has lost everything. She lost her husband. She lost her son.
She lost her daughter.
And she knows how to play pain. They picked the right person to do this because Angela Bassett is nothing but pain and just the emotion. And I lost my entire, I felt that to my core. And I swear every movie she's ever done, I could hear her voice resonate. And I'm like, oh, this is probably the craziest I've ever heard her get to the core of her pain in the acting, all around. It was amazing. And it's not even the movie.
It's
by
not
the way,
even the movie.
we're talking about her
trailer.
acting, and it's not even the movie.
It was genius. I think Ryan Coogler, the director, I think he realized, okay, who's gonna sell this? And he looked around the room. You have Angela Bassett.
Out of that cast, she's the veteran, because they killed Forrest Whitaker in the first one. He could have held it down too. But yeah, she had to be the one. I imagine among the cast.
Forrest Whitaker was what relation to her?
Zuri.
No, right. I know, but was that character related to her in
No.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
but I imagine she considered him family. But
no,
also remember,
of course, yeah.
Shuri was snapped away too.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
So this movie takes place during the snapping or that scene.
Some people think that scene took place. Yeah, it might be the beginning of the film.
Which scene?
When she's talking about I lost my entire family.
Oh, yeah. You think that Angela Bassett scene is during the snap? Oh, because she lost everything.
Yes.
Right. Unless Shuri dies in the movie.
Unless she disappears during the movie before
Yeah. Or it could be a line. It could be a line where she recently lost her son, and she's saying she lost everything, but Shuri's there saying,
"I lost my entire family."
But I'm saying she's saying that in the sense that she just lost someone that was essentially the next king to the throne. In comes Shuri for some emotional back and forth, saying, "But Mama, I am here.
I'm right here.
I'm right here.
Get away, child."
Some emotional back and forth.
I think Shuri has become a recluse in his death, in the wake of his death.
Oh, like she keeps to herself.
Yeah, she keeps to herself. She isolates herself. Right. Yeah.
It could be.
That also could be just from just from what already happened in Black Panther. I mean, technically, she did lose a lot of her family, even from the last Black Panther. So I think that just ties up with everything. And then you have them. I don't know if we lost. They didn't lose anyone in Infinity War, did they?
M'Baku survived. Okoye survived. For the most part, whoever was snapped came back. So. They probably lost some no names, unfortunately for the no names in the world. But whatever the context, that scene is going to hit, no doubt.
I hope she. Do you think she's I don't know how to say it, the main, a main driving force? Because how in Black Panther, she was part of the cast, but she was kind of in the background a little bit. Do you think now she's more towards the center of the main plot, and they're really gonna push Angela Bassett to sell the movie in a way?
I think her role will be more prominent. Yes.
Okay. And a more prominent role. That's what I was trying to think of.
I think she's the only one that I would say could be the voice of Wakanda at this point. There's no like she's the queen. Like she's the only one
she's still queen. Yeah.
Yeah, and as well, I put this in the chat too, but I would expect honestly that the Avengers or anybody show up, because honestly, if this is going to be the last movie of this phase, I would expect to see, you know, help from the other people that helped in the Infinity War. Like you would expect to see at least some people show up as far as this goes. So I think that could have been like a cry out, like in that speech she was giving, like a cry out of help. Like I've lost literally everything. Like who's gonna come help me now? Like we've helped all of you guys. Like that's the only thing I could have thought about at the time when she was really going about it. And then they had the scene of her like walking through the doors, and it didn't look like she was in Wakanda anymore. It looked like it was, you know, outside of Wakanda. It looked like it was a press.
She's out and about.
Yeah, it looked like a press. So I mean, like I would expect somebody, if this is going to be the last movie of this phase, that we get a lot more cameos. But if we don't, then I mean, that's a missed opportunity.
I mean, there's definitely a lot riding on the film now being the end of a phase compared to what it was before, which was just, you know, another film in the middle of phase 4. Now it's the ending, the conclusion of phase 4. So
actually, I wonder why then Wakanda elect a new king, assuming this happened during the snap. Actually, no, that was the snap. Never mind. Actually, no, that still goes on.
Well, we don't know a lot of what went down after the snap and when everybody snapped back. We don't know if, you know, they did like a challenge day where it was like, we need a new king, because Shuri's gone too, so it's not like she can claim the title.
Exactly.
So,
and they show like in the first movie, they were willing to switch king the minute the current king had died.
Yeah, any tribe can step up.
So why would none of the tribes step up, including
because they probably respected the fact that everyone else was snapped away, and it's like, are we gonna? Well, see, that's the thing. I feel like we are gonna get an answer to that in the movie.
Yes,
I think
there's no way they can gloss over something like that.
Everything in this phase has been about what's happened during the snap, like, or what was the events around the snap. Like literally everything in this phase.
That is a great point that no one brings up. We all talk about how's it going to play into the multiverse. This is also the aftermath of people being gone for 5 years. People forgot about that. Thank you for pointing that out, Chris.
Yeah, you see it. Yeah, you see it in Hawkeye, Black Widow. You see it.
Yeah,
you see it in literally every single movie, every single show. It's the general basis. Either it goes back to it or it starts off with about like what happened after the snap or before the snap. Like I think what we got out of this phase, because like I was saying, I think this phase was a great setup. I think what we got out of this, and especially with like what Black Panther is probably going to end up doing with the formula of phase 4 that we see, is it all be based off of what happened after the snap. Like what was the conclusion? So, and I think that, I mean, if we don't get that answer, again, another missed opportunity. But yeah, I think that's pretty much what this is probably going to be the basis off of, because every single thing has been based off of the snap.
Yeah, I could definitely see them addressing the elephant in the room with that, because, you know, that's probably the one of the few areas we have left in the MCU that has not been touched upon as to how, like, you know, what their reaction was to the snap. And I think a lot of the films that came out after Endgame were, in a way, kind of addressing, you know, the snap to some degree. You know, what happened during the snap, what happened afterwards, how do people readjust to society? So I could definitely see them addressing that in Wakanda Forever. But the trailer showcased some other interesting tidbits. We get to see the city, or not the city, but the civilization of Atlantis. Atlantis is now a major player in the MCU. Namor, the
Namor. Yes, Namor.
Namor.
Say
Namor.
more.
You try giving him a name.
Say more, Namor.
It's a stupid name, Namor.
I agree. Namor is a stupid name.
But they might throw some accent on it, like Namor.
Namor.
Oh my god.
Well, okay. So this so I found this really interesting. So Atlantis is a city, obviously in legend and whatnot, but both DC and Marvel have addressed the city of Atlantis in different ways. DC addressed it with Aquaman. Aquaman is from Atlantis, and there are Atlanteans from Atlantis, and so on. And there's a kingdom in there. But with Marvel, they also have Atlantis, but they have a unique twist. Now, I don't know much about Atlantis from the Marvel perspective. Were they always portrayed as like Mayan culture focused or Mayan influenced?
Has it always
Marvel?
been?
In Marvel,
This is Marvel Studios doing in the comics.
So Atlantis is in the comics.
Atlantis is in the comics, yes.
But it's just like a generic kingdom.
It's generic. Like, again, as we talked about it earlier, Namor is basically white. He's a white man. Like, his sister has blonde hair and blue eyes. It's like straight up. Like, it's similar to Wakanda being, futuristic and whatnot. I mean, they live underwater and whatnot. But they're just white. The whole Mayan perspective, I think, is a spirited and genius idea. I think it works.
I think it's a W. I think it's a W. Because I'm more interested now. If it was just your generic Atlantis, like, and again, DC has its merits with Aquaman. I like Aquaman, but it's more or less like a generic, underwater kingdom. The fact that it has a Mayan culture centered in Marvel Studios, I think that was a great idea. Because you're basically having another society aside from Wakanda that has culture at its center, despite being technologically the most advanced civilization in the world. You have another one that, in a way, kind of does the same thing, except they're underwater and they're Mayan. And I expect some great culture pieces about Mayan society in their world. I mean, that's gonna be cool. I'm excited for that. I know some people are not, apparently.
I mean, you could get into the politics of why it may not be, but I think, overall it's a W. And
I think the goods outweigh the bad.
Right. Yeah. But it honestly, that looks awesome. It's called Wakanda Forever. This is, if Wakanda's going to be a character, more this time around than the first movie. So to see Wakanda go up against Atlantis, that should be worthwhile, I'm sure.
I realized they don't have in phase 5. Well, I guess they might announce it later for like a phase 6. They didn't show the Wakanda TV series in phase 5.
Wait, what TV series?
They got a TV series in production, a Wakanda series.
So it's probably gonna be a phase 6.
I mean, there's a couple of series they didn't mention.
Well, Armor Wars
being, there's a good amount, like the holiday special.
That one's a little different though, because holiday special comes out next year.
I thought it came out this year, to be honest.
Does it come out this year? I know I Am Groot comes out in like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But I Am Groot is like a short. It's like five
shorts.
Just 5 shorts. But the holiday special is more or less going to be the same thing. It's something silly. It's something.
Well, the holiday special though is live action.
Right, it's live action. Is it I Am Groot in a way live action, or is it because it's all CG?
I Am Groot is all CGI.
I see. So you're of the Lion King remake is not live action.
They called I Am Groot an animated short special. They called it animated.
Interesting. I just wanted to point that out because like there were some little shows that they didn't mention that were gonna come out yet, but they're probably still on the back burner. But Namor looks cool. Atlantis looks cool. Was there anything else with the trailer that other than we didn't know that they were gonna be part of the movie, Namor and the Atlanteans, right?
There were rumors, but I really wrote them off as rumors, and they turned out to be
as they
true.
should be. As they should be. They should be written off as rumors.
It turned out to be spot on because they had casted, I think his name is Tenoch Huerta, as Namor. But they knew he was in the film. They didn't know who he was playing, and there was a lot of speculation that it would be Namor. So
and do you know like his gimmicks? Like, is he just like
Namor?
super strong? Yeah, is he just super strong?
Technically, say again, Toasty.
No, he's half human, half Atlantean. That's his entire thing.
He's
like,
actually
Aquaman.
he's a third. He's a third human, a third Atlantean, and he's a mutant.
Oh, mutant. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But,
I read somewhere that he's labeled as the first mutant, right?
But
no. Apocalypse is the first mutant. I think he's the first Atlantean mutant.
I read somewhere. I swear, because I literally read it today.
No, but that would make him older than Apocalypse, and he's not.
Well, I don't know how their age works, but yeah, no, he's not the first mutant.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Here's the technicality. He's not the first ever mutant, but he is the first in the comics, as they labeled him. That's
okay. So it was the first introduced mutant in the comic.
Right.
That makes sense. But no, like his entire deal is he was hated by both sides. He was too Atlantean for the human and too human for the Atlantean, like Aquaman. So homeboy hated everybody.
No side accepts me.
Yeah, nobody accept me. I'm an anti-hero. Oh.
Wait, is he an anti-hero? He's an anti-hero?
Yeah, he's got questionable motives, I guess.
Yeah, he's not like a straight douchebag, but at the same time,
he's a Shadow the Hedgehog to Black Panther's son.
I don't think he's above. I don't think he's above wasting a couple of lives for the betterment of Atlantis.
And
Where's
that's
that
good.
damn fourth Chaos Emerald? Does he swear? Does he swear a little bit?
I don't know much about him. He's not used in a lot of media. So the fact that they went this way to make him, quote unquote, the villain of the film, well, it was cool because it was like he's not that popular, and it's cool because he is cool. He's a more strict Aquaman.
Compared to Killmonger, like in terms of like because I don't really know a lot about Black Panther's like rogues gallery of like villains. Like where does he stack?
Namor is not in his rogues gallery.
Oh, he's not. Oh, okay.
No, Namor he's an anti-hero. He's got his own separate comic series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's one story I know where him and Black Panther and their cities came to blows. And it was led by Dr. Doom, which was why.
Ooh,
yeah.
Dr. Doom end credit scene.
Maybe, possibly.
I'm calling it. I'll put money on it. I think 100%. We're gonna get Dr. Doom at the end of not in the movie, not like you see someone in the shadows and like in the 5-minute mark. I think end credit. There's gonna be two. There's gonna be 3 end credit scenes. The third end credit scene at the very end is gonna be
just a green cloak. Just a green cloak. Somebody walking away. You're gonna hear the metal sound. You're gonna see the green cloak flying.
Or how about the metal fingers going like this on the throne, like he's upset? Or
there we go.
Slams the fist
it's
down.
gonna be someone that kneels in front of him, and then he's gonna respond with "It's doomed to meet you." Roll credits. Roll credits.
Nah.
Oh my god.
This is what consume, Grandmaster, consume.
I'll consume it, but there's better ways to write that scene than what you just said.
You will praise it. You will say
you will praise it. You'll be like, "Oh my god, it's genius! Kevin Feige is a god."
If he says it's doomed to meet you, no, absolutely not.
We'll see what happens. But that is not the only bit of Black Panther greatness that we got in Comic-Con. This wasn't announced in Comic-Con. This was more or less announced today at the time of recording this. But there's a Black Panther single-player game, open world in development. Yes. Early development. So do not expect anything.
So the next 5 years.
For the next 5 years.
The next 5 years.
That is, especially being open world and everything. That's
crazy.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, think about it. Like, that's not really the default superhero choice that you go to like focus your game on usually. Cause like the first ones you think of are like Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, but they're taking a jump with Black Panther. I think that's really cool because it might make other studios brave to be like, Let's make a Namor video game, guys. Yeah, you never know.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, my dude. They're gonna do an
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
You're gonna go to somebody's nose and then grow big, blow their head up.
You can do the Avengers game, but do it better because you got to play as a lot of them.
No, they already got their shot. Let's move on from the.
No, I'm saying like the template is there. They just the execution was not. So, and then you got the Spider-Man game, which is fantastic. Yeah, and you got Wolverine is coming out, which I imagine will be really fun if they really utilize
Insomniac.
And if they utilize his power set, like I don't know, you gotta sniff out a guy and like act like an animal. Yeah, literally. So, Black Panther game sounds great. That sounds fun.
It sounds great. It's being helmed by ex Monolith VP Kevin Stephens. Is being published by EA. Monolith being published by EA. Okay. It's a new studio that they made under EA, and it's by Monolith was the studio that did the Shadow of War game. So like Middle Earth, Shadow of War, Middle Earth, Shadow of.
Those were pretty good. Okay.
Oh, never played. I heard those were good though.
They were pretty good. So like the guy at the helm of those games, at least in charge of the company, he's now in charge of this new company under EA, and this is going to be the game that they're starting.
I didn't know that. Apparently, they're making a Wonder Woman video game also. Monolith.
Oh, if they are, I have no idea.
I randomly look up their Wikipedia, and that's their latest game, Wonder Woman. So they are taking risks.
They are. Well, Wonder Woman is kind of like out there as like a major character in DC, because like if you want to talk about like the holy trinity of DC, she's literally in that. It's Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman.
Yeah, apparently it was announced back in December of last year. Shoot. I don't know where I was.
I sleep. I mean, I sleep because of what Wonder Woman 1984 did to me. But we'll wait and see. But
honestly,
Black Panther, that's cool.
No, that is exciting. We're getting so many heroes getting their own game, especially after Spider-Man. I mean, there's also Guardian of the Galaxy, which people sleep on. That game is also fantastic.
That game was great.
It's not based on the show or the movie, but all of the superhero movies and games. Yeah, that's really good.
More for it. I'm here for it. As long as you learned your lesson from that garbage ass Avengers video game, I'm for it. And I feel like these devs are learning. They are learning. They're like, do not do what they did. Single player, make it open world if you want to. You don't have to, and just focus on single player. That's it. Go for it.
Exactly.
So that's what we're getting with Black Panther. Super excited. We'll get it in the next 5 years, probably with the PS6 at this point.
Oh my God, don't even say it, man.
But there is some Marvel goodness that we have. Phase 5 and 6. We kind of talked about it earlier in the episode, but we got a breakdown of what is coming out in the MCU for Phase 5, release dates, details on what each series is going to give us. I mean, let's jump into it. Phase 5, first film, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania, February 17th, 2023. So it's basically 6-7 months away. It's around the corner. Yeah. It's gonna kick off
Phase 5.
And MODOK. He's confirmed to be in the film. Comic-Con, especially San Diego, they do these lame ass exclusive trailers sometimes where only attendees get to see what is showcased in the trailer. So for example, they showed Guardians of the Galaxy 3 at Comic-Con, a trailer for it. They did. Again, exclusive. Only attendees saw it. And that's why people were saying, oh, look, baby raccoon. Baby Rocket.
I did see that trailer, yeah.
That is from people likely recording on their phones, the trailer. So, again, something was shown at Comic-Con showing MODOK in the trailer, which is really interesting because I'm wondering apparently the people that saw it, they said it was very comic accurate. But I really want to see it for myself, because you know how Marvel sometimes like tries to modernize something because it looks too cartoony or comic-y. Like I know there's a lot of gripes about the super suits that some of these heroes have. Like some people were up in arms over Reed Richards' costume in Multiverse of Madness. I know I'm not of that camp.
Nah, those people are annoying. It was fine.
Go to sleep.
With MODOK, the last time I'd say they had a zany comic character who they definitely dumbed down to modernize it was in Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier movie, Arnim Zola, when he was in the TV.
They toned him down. He's
supposed to be a TV, but a giant mech suit walking around.
Even in modernized versions, like they have him like that.
Yes, but in that movie, he's just that computer monitor.
I can understand that at least. Like that just sounds dumb.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Since then, you got characters like in Thor who are leaning into the comic book zaniness of it all. So I think we are going to see more accurate representations of comic characters without kind of the modernized look.
I was going to say the opposite, because in Thor, the villain, initially he had those tentacles. He looked more like a sea monster than a ghost.
There's a reason why they went with that direction. They said he looked too much.
Caribbean.
No. They said he looked too much like Voldemort.
Well, that was more so about him not having the nose.
The nose, yeah.
The whole tentacle on the side of your head thing, that was just we don't want to spend the money on it. You know, I can get the front thing, right? Like because Taika Waititi said, I know it's going to be compared to Voldemort. You're literally going to watch Christian Bale with no nose, and you're gonna say that's just Voldemort from Harry Potter.
That's Voldemort.
That's all.
Right.
But the other stuff on the side, it's like, okay.
They're still better. They are becoming more accurate in their comic book portrayals of appearance alone. So, MODOK and MODOK fits the Ant-Man thing, but the fact that MODOK is in the movie,
that's gonna be weird to balance it, because isn't Kang the main
Kang is
villain?
the main villain, but that makes me think Kang might be pulling villains from other universes or timelines.
So he brings in MODOK.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Why do people keep saying that Kang is a villain? He hasn't done anything villainous.
So in that trailer, he did come out and say something. He said to Scott, he's like, "You're an Avenger. I've killed you before."
I think okay. What's the guy's name? Something Majors.
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors. Kevin Feige came out today and said, to spearhead the multiverse saga, I'm glad it's Jonathan Majors. And if he's gonna be saying lines like that, just dropping little random facts like, "Oh yeah, I think I killed you in one timeline" or something. That's genius.
That's great.
Genius.
That's a great line.
It really is.
That delivery, yeah, I can picture it. He's good. He's good. Yeah. But like you said, he hasn't done anything evil. But remember what he said in Loki. He's like, "If you think I'm bad, wait till you meet my variants."
Oh, exactly. Okay, that's right. There might be variants.
And remember, his full name is Kang the Conqueror.
Conqueror, yeah.
Like, homie does not knock on your door and ask for permission to invade your timeline.
Loki.
Loki.
I forgot about that because I know his name is Loki. I know his name is King the Conqueror, but I honestly thought they were gonna retcon his story and have him become like something else. But okay, yeah.
He's gonna be carrying up until the Kang Dynasty. We'll get there.
We still got some Phase 5 greatness. Probably the biggest bombshell of Phase 5. Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah.
We got confirmation that Daredevil's coming back as... Well, we knew he was coming back in a series, but there was no word as to when it was, title of the series, how many episodes, whatever. Spring 2024, Daredevil Born Again, starring Charlie Cox as, Matt Murdock, and Vincent D'Onofrio coming back as Kingpin. 18 episodes. That is insane.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It begs the question: is that too much? Is that too
weekly?
much? I imagine weekly. I imagine. Would it not?
I imagine they might do chunks, maybe.
Really?
Like cut it in half, right? Where they release the first half, like in one.
They could do that too. I was thinking maybe
that's 4 months straight of shows right there.
I was thinking maybe chunks of 6.
Episodes.
You were thinking what?
Chunks of 6.
So 6 episodes and then a 6-month break and then 6
kind of like
again.
6 months might be too much, but
no, not over 6 months, just 6 episodes at a time.
So like 6 episodes weekly or at once, whatever, and then like little mini break, and then part 2 like in a month.
Okay.
But you got to keep in mind though, 18 episodes, that is crazy. Yes, but from what we've seen, the only shows that have been more than 6 episodes were WandaVision, and She-Hulk is going to be more than 6. They both will be.
Was What If also more than 6?
Yes, actually, yeah. And What If as well. I think each of them had 9 episodes, but they were only 30 minutes. At the least, they were 30 minutes. At most, they were no more than probably like the longest episode of WandaVision, whichever one that was. So with that said, it might be 18 episodes, but they might be like 30-minute episodes. Which
it's still a lot. Like
it's a lot. It is.
And I know we've been asking for this for not specifically 18 episodes, but we've been asking for more episodes for these series to give them breathing room so that they can tell the damn story they want to tell and do it in an efficient way with pacing. Now, of course, there's the issue where if it's 18 episodes, is it going to be slow? Is it going to be dragged out over the course of 18? That's a fear. Like,
what about Kingpin? I thought Kingpin died.
Well, that's another thing.
He didn't die.
We don't know. We have no idea what they're doing.
That could be a prequel.
He's coming back in Echo. He's coming back in this series. Kingpin is alive, man. You do not bring back Vincent D'Onofrio for one episode to have Echo put a bullet in his head at the end of Hawkeye. Like, it just does not make any sense.
It doesn't, but look how
it doesn't make sense.
No, I know, but they're forcing you to consume. So
consume Marvel products and do not critique.
So you can find out what happened to make it make sense.
So
yeah.
Either way, it's exciting to see our boy Charlie Cox again taking back the helm.
But we're gonna see him again a couple of times.
But in his own show.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Yes.
Because Daredevil Netflix, season 1 was the best, but seasons 2 and 3, they were consistent for the most part. They were one of the few good Marvel shows outside of the Marvel Studios overlord of Disney that were actually good. They were great seasons. I sleep on Iron Fist. I sleep on Jessica Jones, and I sleep on Luke Cage, baby.
They might bring those back.
They might. You never know.
Yeah, they might show up.
Well,
I'm ready to see Iron Fist again punching.
They more or less confirmed that Daredevil is looking for Jessica Jones.
Good.
In She-Hulk.
They said that, and I did not hear about that. Is that what they said?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Is this a rumor? Is this like
This is not a rumor.
Did you hear this on the playground?
This is not a rumor. Go look it up. That's Daredevil's plot in She-Hulk.
He's looking for Jessica Jones.
Yes.
Okay.
Go look it up.
This is
like, you should have known where she is. She's in prison.
We don't know.
We don't know.
No, she's not in prison.
I never finished the series.
Season 3, she is on her own. She's fine. She's okay at the end of season 3.
I thought she was arrested at the end.
She was not arrested at the end of season 3. She is just happy, like, all right, I'm Jessica Jones, and then she walks away. That's it. But we're not here to talk about Jessica Jones. I didn't know that Daredevil's looking for her. I hope that's true. Yes. But aside from that, Daredevil, we got Secret Invasion. Not too much on Secret Invasion, just that it's coming out in spring of next year. And Kobe Smulders is returning as Maria Hill. Some people have been wanting Maria Hill to make a return into the
Who's that
MCU.
again?
She's from Shield.
She's Fury's right hand.
The lady. Okay, yeah. Okay.
She was
Yeah.
a lady. She had more of a major role in Agents of Shield, right?
No. She was a.
She didn't.
No,
I thought she was in that.
No, she guest starred.
Oh,
Agents
okay.
of Shield is Coulson's show. So Maria Hill now being more at the forefront with this, that's a good choice. But no, the most you've seen Maria Hill was the first Avengers, Winter Soldier film, and probably Spider-Man Far From Home.
Oh yeah, that's right. She was in that.
Yeah, I mean she was the Skrulls, but that's
Right.
part of Secret Invasions. Secret Invasion is they got the good Skrulls working with them, but then there's they confirmed it now because she came out and said you don't know who's a Skrull and they're plotting.
Oh,
So
that's
there's
what
a-
Secret Invasion is about.
Yeah.
It's a lot deeper in the comics and probably much better in the comics. So I'm curious to what they'll do with Secret Invasion here.
There's a lot of who's who. Like it's a
Connery,
mystery.
yes.
It's a mystery with obviously action and
But-
stuff like that.
The comics was they were taking over superheroes and they were mutating Skrulls to give them the powers of the heroes. So it was cooler in the comics, but we'll see what they do. Maria Hill's great. Sam is like leading the show. Daenerys Targaryen, Jackson.
Captain America.
No,
Samuel Jackson. Okay.
Yeah.
that's right.
But Daenerys Targaryen's in the show. We don't know
Right,
who she's
she
playing. And then they brought back Talos and the other Skrull as the good Skrull. So we'll see.
We'll see. It's got a good lineup. I'm interested in it. Hopefully it's good. Goodness. We also got Guardians of the Galaxy 3 coming out May 5th, 2023. Not too much on that one. It's again, Baby Rocket is in the movie, whether that's a flashback, likely a flashback.
Apparently, I saw an article today saying that they were gonna investigate his backstory. It was gonna go over his backstory and how he actually became Rocket. Because from the game, we know that he was experimented on, but we don't know who did it, what reason they did it. And at least in the game, remember there was this other animal in the cage with him.
It was
that
an
died.
otter. It was an otter.
The otter that died, at least according to the game, that might be brought up.
They could bring up the little otter that was his love interest, I think.
Yeah.
They said this one would definitely be an emotional one because James Gunn said he didn't say the team is over, but he basically said these 3 films of Guardians of the Galaxy, this is the conclusion of
I think it'll pay
whatever
off.
that means.
They're gonna start the next saga after that.
Yeah, actually, very much so. Like a new 3 cassette track. Like, you like volumes 1 through 3? Here's I don't know, but
he's gonna get a CD player now or upgrade to the Zune.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Of course, yeah. He's gonna go to digital.
They showed Adam Warlock. People are hyped for him.
Oh, that's right. I heard that they did show him.
Yeah. And then the dude from I forget the actor's name, but the guy from Peacemaker, Myrn. No, Myrn. Remember Myrn? He was the leader of their group, and he was
an alien.
Yeah, he was actually an alien.
The butterflies.
He's playing the villain in Guardians. So
I do want to see him again.
Oh snap! Yeah,
and he came out. You can look it up. He came out in costume to the panel. Yeah.
Oh, that was
his
the
name?
guy in the purple. The guy
in the purple. He's playing the High Evolutionary.
I thought that was a guy just cosplaying.
No, that's
I
him.
didn't even know. Oh my god! Wow. Okay,
No, that's him. Yeah.
that looks cool. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So Guardians 3, and then also like a little tidbit because it kind of ties back to this whole VFX fiasco that Marvel's dealing with. James Gunn was saying some of the VFX doesn't look right in the movie, or rather he needs more time with it. I wonder if they're going to make these VFX artists go into crunch mode.
Or the artists need more time.
I said he is going to make the VFX artists go into crunch time. Or Marvel Studios, whatever. I just thought it was interesting that he said that because there's a controversy with VFX artists from Marvel Studios complaining about the work conditions.
I mean, they're going to complain in the next couple months with how many shows and movies coming out.
Damn right.
That's when you're going to hear the real complaint.
Damn right.
Listen, they can boycott if they want.
Boycott, stage walkouts, they work.
No, they're going to tell them, bring a bed to the office. You sleep in the office. You don't need to go home anymore.
Oh my God. But these other ones, I'm kind of going to bullet point them, and then we kind of just talk about what we want to talk about. But the other shows slated for phase 5, just phase 5, we got Echo in summer 2023, Loki season 2, also summer 2023, The Marvels, July 28th, 2023, Blade, November 2023, and Blade starts filming in October. So that shows you it's moving. It's moving. Starts filming in October, so that's good. Ironheart in fall of that year as well. And then kind of sprinkled in between winter of 2023 and 2024, Agatha Harkness, Coven of Chaos. It was changed from House of Darkness to now Coven of Chaos. We could talk about if we want to. And the last 2 bits of May 3rd, 2023 are, well, actually, that's kind of like going backwards a little bit, but Captain America, New World Order. That's the name of the next Captain America film. And the Thunderbolts in July 26th of 2024 will close out phase 5. Which of these projects are you looking forward to the most for phase 5? For me, it's Blade. I'm looking forward to Blade the most.
What was Agatha about? I never heard of that.
Agatha, she's the girl from WandaVision, the other witch.
Remember the Dark Witch from WandaVision?
Yeah.
They're gonna do a series based off of her. It was really called House of Darkness.
That's probably the one I care least about.
Yeah, I don't see that one.
Because I'm sure it'll be silly because, like, you know, she was kind of like a funny character in WandaVision, but like in terms of what they're gonna do, it's kind of like, all right. I mean, I'll consume. I guess.
I don't care to see the character again, but it's fine.
Yeah, she was a clown. It's probably a comedy.
I would say, as far as what, like the ones you just said, like, I mean, I feel Captain America and I'm sorry, yeah, that should say 2024 for Captain America.
Oh,
Captain
America. I think I said
2023
by accident. Yeah.
Captain America and the Thunderbolts, they sound like they're going to be pretty interconnected because the Thunderbolts, well, that's the thing about the Thunderbolts. It's basically the Suicide Squad. It's their answer to Suicide Squad. They're going to round up some villains, make them go do some good deeds.
So who consists of the Thunderbolts? Because I know it's US double agent, right?
Yeah, so we'll probably see him. We'll probably see Zemo.
Okay,
and these are characters.
Part of it. He's part of.
These are characters in the comics who have been a part of it. It's a host of characters, but like from what I know, the little research I've done, the main prominent ones that I've seen have been like Zemo, Abomination, like you said, U.S. Agent, Abomination. Yeah, from Hulk. Yeah, they're basically it's Suicide Squad. They get the villains, throw them to a mission.
Can you see this ending out a phase, specifically phase 5? Because it's the last movie in phase 5.
So that's the thing, and Chris kind of said it. I feel there's 2 things going on, and again, you know, they kind of said this is phase 4, this is phase 5, right? But there are definitely 2 things going on. It's either tying into multiverse or showing the aftermath of the snap. I believe this is a aftermath of a snap type film, unless they tie it into multiverse. I mean, I'm sure it'll be really cool to see all these villains or whoever, but
do you think
end the phase?
Oh, I know. Go ahead to end the phase.
That's the thing. I don't know if it can end a phase because to me,
if you're gonna end a phase, New World Order sounds like something you would end a phase on.
Hold up, let me ask you though, what film ended phase 3?
Spider-Man, right?
Was that a good ending for you?
Wait, no, wait.
Yeah, no, it's Spider-Man. You're
It
right.
was what?
Spider-Man
From Home?
Far From Home.
Yeah,
Okay. Was it a good ending?
Yeah. Would you say that is a way to end the phase?
Right,
okay. I
because
see what you're
Endgame
saying.
came out right before that.
You're
Yeah,
thinking
exactly.
New World Order might be the Avengers-esque.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, not. I wasn't even thinking like that because when we were earlier talking about the phases, I was like, yeah, man, I feel phases probably should end on Avenger level size films. But then let me ask you, do y'all remember who ended phase 2?
It wasn't Guardians. It was Ant-Man, right?
It was Ant-Man.
But should they listen? If you accidentally fart in public and you shard yourself, like,
come on.
aren't you supposed to learn just to keep it in the future and not do that again?
Listen,
I'm not gonna give them like, oh, well, they did it before. It's okay.
No, what I'm saying is this. I feel they don't. I guess at this point they really don't care how you end a phase. Because there's probably going to be a film, an Avengers-sized film that comes along towards the end that will make you forget what they end the phase on. So, and it's okay too, because given what they got in phase 6, they got 2 Avenger films in the same year.
That's getting pushed. I
think so?
I
You think so?
refute the titles that they. Well, you know what? Fine. Phase 6. Phase 6, we got 4 movies. I'm sorry, 3 movies. We got 3 movies for Phase 6. Fantastic Four is going to kick us off for Phase 6. November 8th, 2024. And there's gaps in between these, so there's other projects that'll likely be announced in between these films. But what we have confirmed is Avengers Kang Dynasty, May 2nd, 2025, and Avengers Secret Wars, November 7th, 2025. There is no way in hell those movies are coming out with titles like that. There is no way they're releasing in the same year.
That's like part 1 and part 2.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Unless it's part
not.
1 and part 2. Part 1 and part 2, they could do that.
I can't even see it. Listen.
I mean, I don't see it. I don't see it either. But
it's not in the same year. I don't care if it's part 1, part 2. It's not the same year. It's not the same year.
It's the same year, man.
It's not. No. That's what they're saying right now. Once push comes to shove, they're pushing Secret Wars out to the following year. There's
unless one of them, unless there's 2 different teams of Avengers. Ooh, boom.
But it's Avengers. These are the build-ups. These are like the.
I know, but they have so many characters. You can have 2 different teams. But
I guess from a business perspective, like you want to spread out like how much money you can make each year. It's like having Age of Ultron and Infinity War in the same year. Now, obviously, Age of Ultron was mid. It was mid. I understand. But conceptually, Age of Ultron is a big event, or supposed to be a big event in Marvel, and Infinity War is a big event in Marvel.
They said, "Give me the money in 2025.
We
Show
want
me
all
the
of
money."
it. We're gonna go bankrupt.
They said we're gonna make enough money in 2025 that we don't got to put out anything for 2 years.
Consume in 2025. Consume.
And accept.
Listen. Those were bombs. Those were bomb drops. They announced 2 Avengers movies. Now, again, it could be a part 1 and part 2, like how Infinity War was part 1 to Endgame's part 2. But it's interesting to see that those are like for the foreseeable future. That's going to be the end of Phase 6 of the multiverse saga. So those 2 movies are going to be our Endgame and Infinity War of where we're in right now. That's interesting. I mean, that's going to be multiverse. It has to be. And Secret Wars, it's funny because I've seen Secret Wars like badly explained on like TikTok in the last like couple months. I don't even remember how it was explained, but it was poorly explained. So hopefully Secret Wars is really good, as with Kang Dynasty. And then the 2 MIAs that I guess we already talked about them. Armor Wars no announcement for Armor Wars, even though it was announced a while ago. But they did confirm it is still gonna come out. It's still being worked on. So it's not like it was canceled. And that's about it. I mean, there's some of the animation projects that they have as well. Let's see. We got Spider-Man Freshman Year 2024. This is hella weird. It takes place, from what has been announced about the series, it is confirmed to be canon to the MCU. However, there are characters that Peter meets in this series that they showed at Comic-Con that it's like, how is this canon? He meets Harry Osborn, Norman Osborn. He fights Mysterio, Rhino, Green Goblin. Now, the first answer is, of course, multiverse.
Yeah, multiverse. Yeah,
that explains everything. Multiverse.
Yeah, multiverse.
That doesn't mean they went out of their way to say this is canon to MCU. Now, whether canon just means it's canon to multiverse, so anything can happen. It's in multiverse 3121.05. It's happening. It's just in a different multiverse.
No, they did explain that Osborn was gonna be his mentor. And
I know what it is. Oh yeah, wait. Yeah, it's not multiverse. It's a variant timeline.
Not same
Isn't
thing.
that? Yeah, that's the same thing.
No, they're not the same thing.
Well, go ahead. Break it down. Explain it.
Okay. Multiverses are different universes, right?
Okay.
A variant timeline means here's your grand timeline, and incursions can happen to make it branch off. Remember, that was the whole thing.
You just explained to me Loki season 1.
Yes. So this is a variant.
That's
timeline.
A multiverse.
No,
which
it's
is
technically. You can't say multiverse with this though, because there are actually other universes. This is a separate timeline from the main timeline. And
because it's not a different universe. It's a separate. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's a separate timeline.
I get conceptually what the difference is between a separate timeline and a separate universe. But what about this screams this is a timeline as opposed to a separate universe?
So a variant. Someone said, so the shot of Norman Osborn in the living room is very
Tony Stark.
Yes. And so someone said it's a variant. Instead of Tony Stark coming to, recruit him, Norman Osborn found him first.
So if this is a variant, I feel like there's even less argument then to say that this is canon to the MCU.
I mean,
because it's a variant timeline. I feel like
it's all canon.
But I would say a multiverse is more canon because it's like if Doctor Strange wanted to be good in his second movie, he could have opened a portal to this timeline, Spider-Man Freshman Year, and say hi to Peter Parker. But he can't do that because it's like a variant timeline. So it just makes it, I don't know.
I feel like they kind of did that though. I feel like they kind of did that in Spider-Man. Did they not grab the different Spider-Mans for the different?
No, not in the sense where he doesn't see a different Spider-Man, but I mean like those are different multiverse Wait, no, that's No Way Home. Goodness, I'm talking about Multiverse of Madness. But okay, conceptually, Andrew Garfield and what's his name? Oh my God, Tobey Maguire. Multiverse, different multiverse versions of Peter Parker. They established it was multiverse, but now supposedly they're saying this is a timeline variant.
No, I'm speculating. I don't actually know.
I don't know, man.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
I'm going to disagree on that timeline variant thing. The
thing is, we're harping on it. It doesn't matter.
It does matter because that was the thing that stuck out the most.
You think, listen, they can say it's canon. I don't care. You know why? Because I don't care about this show. Give me season 3. Give me season 3 of Spectacular Spider-Man.
Go to sleep.
That's what I want.
Good night.
Don't care about freshman year.
freshman year. You know what? Just
Spider-Man.
for that, I'm all for it now. I do not care about continuity or canon. Give it to me. Give me all those cool suits that we saw. Give me all those villains, Sinister Six. I want it.
And you better criticize it when it comes out.
I will.
And you better not just consume.
Spectacular Spider-Man.
You better not just consume.
I want spectacular Spider-Man, but whatever. It art style looks cool. Charlie Cox's voice in Daredevil, cool.
Which is weird. They didn't get Tom Holland. Dr. Mondo's
don't want to do it.
Dr. Mondo's favorite actor. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, interesting. But yeah, probably money stuff. He's too expensive. So we got Spider-Man freshman year. I Am Groot. We already talked about it. Comes out in a couple weeks. X-Men 97, the animated series, comes out next year. I'm kind of just, you know, all right, that's cool. It
was cool when they first announced it, but then I'm like, I gotta actually see it in action because I don't know.
Season 2 already greenlit.
It's just nostalgic. Like,
it is nostalgic. I like that because it's continuing straight off from where the original series end. Is that what the deal is, or is it just based off the art style?
No, it's gonna be a season 2.
Yeah,
whatever season it is.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's cool. I guess it comes out next year. We're gonna consume it. It's Marvel. You have to consume all Marvel products. Marvel Zombies 2024. I'm not excited for this, but TVMA for mature audiences only. That's interesting. That's going to be on Disney.
It depends what they do. It depends what they do with it.
Toasty Gore Toasty.
Look,
bud.
I like the good version though. Like, you can't just go off cutting off head and expect me to lose my mind and throw money at the screen. Give me something good. And I don't know. I feel like the Marvel Zombie, I don't see it being an entire show. That's my issue.
It's going to be Marvel's Walking Dead.
Thank you. There we go. And The Walking Dead was garbage, and I'm not willing to see them going from place to place, surviving, and at the end of every episode, zombie Superman is gonna pop out, wreck shit, and they're gonna fly off again.
I'll take it a step further. It did not get bad. It was always bad. Season 1, baby, from episode 1 all the way to the end.
Oh.
Walking Dead was terrible, but that's just me. Anyways, Marvel Zombies, it's whatever.
It's cool that it's MA.
It's cool about the rating because then it's like, well, what are they going to show us?
Or what else could they do in the future?
Exactly. Right.
Is it, because I didn't actually see that, but is it like for the zombie, is it going to be like how the What If episode where
yes, with the Thanos and Scarlet Witch?
Well, conceptually,
so is it supposed?
It's gonna be like that, but we don't know if it's a continuation of the What If episode.
Well, I'll say it's probably not, because they said Captain Carter and Multiverse of Madness was not the same as the one in What If. So I'm just gonna assume not. Right. But I was also gonna say, if they did that with the actual zombies, isn't Scarlet Witch supposed to be somewhere in this?
No, she is.
She
they
is
show her
confirmed to be in it. In this one.
Funny enough, though, they said she's coming back to voice Scarlet Witch in this one.
Yep. Elizabeth
so,
Olsen.
but she was a zombie the last time we saw her. Right. So maybe they're taking it back to before that episode.
They could always, they could. It would be kind of weird if they don't tie it into the What If episode. But then again, I could see it that they don't. They're just kind of like, whatever. We'll do it if we want to. So that's for Marvel Zombies. What If? Speaking of What If season 3 is already in development. Okay. Season 2. When does that come out? Next year? Next year, right?
Next year,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we enjoy bits and pieces of What If, but overall, kind of in the middle of the field.
Kind of mid,
in terms
yes.
of Marvel. Yeah, there's like a handful of episodes that were good in that regard. And that's about. Oh wait, there was one more Marvel piece I thought there was. Oh my gosh, I don't see it here. It was What If, Marvel Zombies. Oh goodness, now I can't remember it.
What? Not the Ryan Gosling bit.
No, not the Ryan Gosling. Well, there's Ryan Gosling. He said he wanted to play Ghost Rider and the MCU.
Get him out.
That belonged to Nick Cage.
You know what? Yeah, bring that man back.
That belongs to Nick Cage. What the hell is wrong with these guys? Put some respect on this man.
Either Grandmaster saw the what's it called, the undeniable weight of talent or whatever with Nick Cage, and he thought it was what you thought it was mid.
You know, I would push for Nick Cage to be the new Black Panther.
Okay.
What?
All right. This is where we are now.
Yes. Nick Cage is the new Black Panther.
No.
With all the multiverse and variant.
There could be a variant. I mean, yes, it's possible.
Let's stop. Let's quit while we're ahead. I don't remember anything else from Marvel.
No.
Yeah, I know. Whatever.
We didn't really talk about She-Hulk, but
She-Hulk, baby, that's what it was.
We skipped her. We forgot
She-Hulk. We got a trailer for She-Hulk. Let's talk about her real quick because Toasty's been craving some She-Hulk.
She mid, but.
She mid. Stop.
Honestly, I don't know how I feel about it.
I think this trailer was a little bit better than the initial one. It does. I mean, Marvel's advertising it as like the first official comedy of the MCU, which I don't know what the hell that even means.
Guardian of the Galaxy, y'all.
Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor, Ragnarok, and Love and Thunder.
I wouldn't call those all comedies, but they all lean heavy into the comedic elements.
So what the hell is this gonna be?
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy is all comedy.
What I'm saying with this series should not have a strong emotional core because all those films
so
you
it's gonna
just
be
said,
empty. It's gonna be empty.
Not that it's empty, but it sounds like they care more about the comedy than the characters.
He said it here. He said it here.
I mean, comedies can be dramatic, but the rest of all those films you said had like emotional cores to them.
Yeah, because I was going to say, so what? Guardians of the Galaxy, is it important characters? Because they are definitely comedy and they are definitely used all throughout the MCU. So I mean,
yeah. So I'm saying this. It sounds like She-Hulk, compared to like a film like Guardians, is gonna have less of an emotional core.
I don't think so.
I think if you're gonna call it a comedy, because Guardians of the Galaxy did not say we're coming out with a comedy about a superhero team.
And what was it ultimately?
Comedy.
Whoa, easy there.
But that's why I'm trying to give you reason as to why this is probably considered a comedy versus everything else they have done, because despite all the laughing you might have done in Guardians, there was an emotional core to it.
I mean, but She-Hulk has, I would think from what I've seen in the trailer, it should have some type of emotional core to it. Like you can't have a show. It's not a sitcom, like they're not going to make a sitcom. She-Hulk.
Since it's a comedy, they might just make it a sitcom.
It might be a sitcom. Yeah.
No, it's not it's not going to be a sitcom. I highly doubt they're going to make it to she walks in the door, laughs, turns to She-Hulk.
I don't mean a laugh track.
No, it's like, problematic that they just went out of their way to just say this is going to be a comedy compared to everything else that we got. It's like, okay, so what in the hell does that even mean then?
They actually shut themselves in the
save
foot.
Their ass.
No, it actually did the opposite. It shut themselves in the foot because before going into this show, we never expected it to be a comedy. We just looked at it, this show is going to be funny, not a comedy. Now we're expecting it to be a comedy. If the comedy doesn't live up to the standard, we're going to be disappointed because they set the bar higher.
But my counter argument to that is if you go in expecting some expansion of the lore and expecting deep thoughts and character, and all you get is fart jokes,
But at this point, it's your fault because none of the some of the shows.
Oh, you were gonna say it.
Some of the shows have expanded the lore, but we've learned our lesson at this point. At this point, fool me once, shame on me, or shame on you. Fool me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many shows we had at this point? 8 movies down the road. That's on you. You should not go in there expecting like Kang the Conqueror to pop out and punch her across the galaxy.
But I do expect Thunderbolt to come out and punch her, maybe.
Yes.
Wait, Thunderbolt, the team?
No, the person, right?
The person.
He passed away, folks.
Red Hulk.
He passed away.
Red Hulk. Put him in Red Hulk form.
The actor passed away.
I know what you repeated the same thing like 3-5 times. We know.
Ain't no Red Hulk.
There is.
No, I know there is a Red Hulk. I doubt Red Hulk will be in this series because the actor passed away.
Oh, I guess we can't use Red Hulk ever.
Ever again. Nope.
Ever again.
So you mean to tell me
the character.
So you mean to tell me you're saying he's not as good as Chadwick to not
I didn't
be
say
recasted?
That. I was even saying with Chadwick, I was saying that segment of the fandom.
We're comparing apples to cinnamon toast crunch here.
Exactly what Kame.
I'm just saying William Hurt, he's a good actor.
I did not deny it.
If they don't want to recast him, I don't blame them.
So we can't use Red Hulk then, ever.
Nope, never.
They're going to bring it back. They gotta bring Red Hulk back.
I would just like to point out.
I want to know how much. I want to know how much you're willing to stand by that if a significant character were to bite it.
But William Hurt was a recast of the original character, though. So
that he was.
No,
but he was not part of the MCU.
Though. Wait, what are you talking about?
He's talking about the original Hulk movie.
2003 Hulk.
2003 Hulk.
That's not in the MCU. William Hurt's always been in the MCU.
You know what? Yeah.
Did you think?
I just want to point. I just want to point out.
Is Blade Trinity part of the MCU?
Yes.
No. I just want to point out, if you look at the official description of all these Marvel films, they're all listed as one category, and that is superhero film, meaning superhero films can lean into whatever type of other subgenre they want to.
So I should be on the floor laughing, watching She-Hulk.
The Hulk was recast, wasn't he? From the MCU?
Yes, he was recasted. He didn't die.
He was recasted.
Yeah, so was War Machine. He didn't die either.
Recasted. Would you not say Terrence
We're
Howard
talking about actors that have died.
But
financially, he was dead.
No, he wasn't. He went and did Empire.
Are you saying that if Jonathan Majors leaves the MCU tonight and says, you know what, screw the MCU, I'm leaving, we can't get Kang the Conqueror anymore?
You can.
He's not dead though. We can
yeah. Literally said 2 actors that passed away.
If Jonathan Majors were to pass, God forbid if he passes, are you saying Kevin Feige should go back to the drawing board and eliminate Kang from everything?
That's the precedent they have set.
Oh my god!
My gosh!
My goodness!
I did not go back to the drawing board, but
he has to. If you're saying they're the characters,
what I am saying, as far as both, what I am saying is that William Hurt and Chadwick have passed, and they've been in multiple movies, and we haven't seen them recasted. You're asking about people who are alive. I can't speak for them.
I'm saying you could just do something simple with Red Hulk where he stays in Red Hulk form, so his face changes naturally, and he just stays in Red Hulk form. That's it.
No, they can always have another Red Hulk.
Anyone else. He could be portrayed by anyone else. Has a deep voice. I don't think he is
the only Red Hulk.
Is he the only Red Hulk? Thunderbolt?
There's no other characters like.
There are other like Gamma villains, but he's the only Red Hulk. But that is to assume Red Hulk is going to appear. He may not have ever been in the plan. William Hurt might have filmed some stuff for She-Hulk, which I'd be surprised if he did not. So
wait, when did he die?
I think this year.
I think. Yeah.
Oh, it's not.
So technically, he could have filmed for She-Hulk.
He could have.
Yeah, he passed away in in March. So he's not listed for She-Hulk.
Right.
But he could have filmed something.
Seeing as how it's a comedy, I don't even see how you could fit someone like him in there. You know what I mean? Like he was always a serious character. You know, he kind of progressed like a lot of the serious elements of the MCU. So
true.
If he did appear in this, it would kind of be like, so is he gonna be throwing a pie in Bruce Banner's face? Like what's his deal in the series?
You know what? This series has a lot to answer for because they've done the Hulk kind of storylines dirty. As far as we have never seen Hulk and Ross together since that first movie. You know,
that's really weird.
Wait, that was his girlfriend, right?
His daughter was his girlfriend. We have no kind of closure there. She-Hulk's got a lot riding on it other than making me laugh out loud. Like, I need some good Hulk stories.
Actually, was she ever mentioned in the MCU?
Never.
Oh.
This is an origin.
Dude.
It's her origin.
The girlfriend?
Ross. Yeah, the girlfriend.
Oh, the girlfriend.
I mean, in Incredible Hulk. I mean, that's
it.
Yeah,
I think.
that's
never again.
Yeah.
I mean,
recast her.
Can't recast her.
No, you can recast people.
The character.
You can recast people if they are alive.
We now
what are
know.
You not understanding?
We now know the so far the two tenets of GrandMasterHoop's MCU religion. Always criticize. Always consume. Actually, three. Never criticize.
So I don't criticize.
Do not consume Marvel products. No recasting of any character.
That is,
you have to Photoshop a picture of him with like the number 3 like this, right?
I'm gonna show it.
I'm gonna
Photoshop Grandmaster floating with like a godly aura behind him. He's gonna have the tablet with the commandments.
I never said you couldn't recast. I'm just saying that if somebody has passed, they have not recasted since.
Listen, there was a lot of MCU content to digest. A lot of Phase 4, Phase 5, Phase 6. There was a lot. I guess to wrap it up, were you guys satisfied? Like, did you feel like you were overloaded with too much MCU product, or are you more happy now that like you know what to expect for like the next like 3 to 4 years of MCU?
No, I feel completely overloaded. Seriously. I think really what it is because they had like you're getting Phase 4 into Phase 5, so it does feel like there's so much to be addressed and all these new shows coming out, and then the new movies they have set until 2024, which I know they did this like 2-3 years ago too, where they had movies set up all the way till now. But it's kind of, I honestly forgot a lot of movies that came out recently, like that they announced a while ago, unless you guys actually mentioned it in the group chat. I actually never really pay attention, but I think it was good to see like the timeline, so that way we get an idea of like what we're getting with Secret Wars and everything else. But at the same time, it did feel a little unnecessary because don't we have a whole other Comic-Con to like have?
Do we have?
There's New York Comic-Con, but he literally said we're gonna show you more at D23.
Well, that was more related to like Disney and everything else, right? Or is he talking about Marvel?
Kevin
Kevin
came out and said that. So that means
I was just saying that they should have just waited to release everything that's going to happen in freaking 2025 and just wait until announce it next year or something. And if it's that far away,
they could have held off on some stuff. I imagine because come D23, I imagine now you're either just going to announce more stuff, which again is a lot, or they're going to give us some casting and they're going to show us some of the cast and what to look forward to.
Boo.
Maybe a trailer.
I mean, the only ones I can imagine a trailer for would probably be Ant-Man, And that's it.
Okay.
They don't want to go too far ahead.
Right.
You know?
Because the only thing after that is Secret Invasion.
And Guardians and the Marvels. And
actually, I could see them showing a teaser for Guardians because like they already showed one for the Comic-Con.
Yeah,
I guess.
Release.
But it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. This Comic-Con, talking San Diego Comic-Con, was definitely Marvel sided. Like, not much else happened here.
They dominated. I mean, look at how long we talked about this for. Goodness gracious.
I can already say it was too much because we're hyped over all of those shows and movies coming out, yet we know majority of them are going to get delayed. So I'd rather not know the release date and just hear, oh, it got delayed. If I hear it just got delayed, or maybe if I never heard it got delayed, I would not care. But now we have an expectation of those shows coming out this month, on this day of this year. It's not going to happen.
You better consume, though. You better consume.
You know what? It's one of the 3 tenets of the religion. So yes, I must be more pious.
Oh man, Grandmaster, come on, laugh with us.
What? Those aren't my tenants, y'all. Like, I can give you 3 tenants. Those are not them. You don't listen to what I say.
Go ahead. We will judge if those are good replacements. Go ahead. 3 tenants. Bam. Make
3
it fast.
tenets of Marvel.
Your 3 tenets of your MCU religion. Go.
I gotta think. I don't know. Let me go think about it. Goodness gracious. We've been at it. What? Oh, innocent Toasty. He's got a halo.
I'll reach enlightenment, my dude.
But by following the MCU tenets.
Yes. The 3 tenets.
You've reached nirvana. Oh my goodness. Well, there you have it, folks. We've been at it for quite some time. That was San Diego Comic-Con 2022. There was a lot to dissect and deep dive. There was DC Extended Universe content. There was Avatar: The Last Airbender, National Treasure. Oh God, what was the last one that we covered? And Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, yeah.
That was the other one, Rings of Power. But obviously the big meat and potatoes that kept us here this long was the MCU. Kevin Feige came out swinging for phases 4 through 6, and we got a lot to digest for the foreseeable future. So we'll see what happens. Right now on our plate coming up is I Am Groot and She-Hulk in August, and hey, we'll see what happens. And, for those of you that stuck around here, thank you for listening. Be sure to follow the 3 commandments of the MCU religion of GrandMasterHoop. And also, don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify. Give us a listen, give us a shout out. And if you want to join the discourse on why you cannot follow those 3 commandments of the MCU religion, join our Discord via our Patreon. Link to that in the description below. But that's all we have for you folks. Let us know your thoughts. I'm your Yonkō host, DrJaceAttorney, fellow Yonkō, GrandMasterHoop, and Supernovas Toasty and Kame Chris. Signing off. Take care.